everyone, welcome everyone to the daily news analysis of 11th of January 2024. The important article one by one देखते हैं. India seen as a pillar of stability, change for the odds, the laws around remission policy, fight in North India fog heavily in last week of 2023. After a record of 1,111 NGOs got FCRA node in 2023, 30 get clearance in January. Under New Deal, each state can field a tableau once in 3 years. ILO warns of rise in unemployment, decline in real wages. 2023 may have been the warmest in 1 lakh years. India seen as a crucial pillar of stability amid global uncertainty, says Modi. India has emerged as a new ray of hope amid global uncertainties, and the world looks at it as an important pillar of stability, a trusted friend, and an engine of growth in the global economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Wednesday, speaking at the inauguration of the 10th edition of Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. The world looks at the India as an important pillar of stability, a friend who can be trusted, a partner who believes in people-centric development, a voice that believes in global good, a voice of global south, an engine of growth in the global economy, a technology hub for finding solution, a powerhouse of talented youth, and a democracy that delivers. Mr. Modi said in his inaugural address in the presence of several world leaders, business tycoons, diplomats, and policymakers. He reiterated that India would become the world's third largest economy in the next few years, adding that the next 25 years would be a golden period for the country in the rapidly changing world order. India is going ahead as a Vishwamitra, a friend of the world. India's commitment to world welfare, its dedications, efforts, and hard work are making today's world more secure and prosperous. He said the priorities and aspirations of India's 1.4 billion citizens and their belief in human-centric development, coupled with the government's commitment to inclusivity and equity, is a major aspect of world prosperity and development, the PM said, talking about his government's policy to promote development across the country. According to Mr. Modi, structural reforms undertaken by the government have spurred growth and resilience in India's economy. These reforms have increased the capacity, capability, and competitiveness of India's economy, he said. The 10th edition of the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit is being held from January 10 to 12 in Gandhinagar with the theme Gateway to the Future. After a record of 1,111 NGOs got FCRA node in 2023, 30 get clearance in January. A Taiwan headquartered Buddhist monastery order in Delhi has been granted clearance under the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act FCRA 2010, enabling the organization to receive foreign funds. The FO Guangshan Cultural and Educational Center has received a FCRA registration for its religious, cultural, economic, educational, and social program. The FO Guangshan monastic order originated in Taiwan in the 1960s, and the Delhi Center was established in 2008. It is a Buddhist religious trust. Presently, we are imparting training to 50 children to become novice monk. We had applied for FCRA registration in 2016 as well, but it was rejected. Now that the FCRA registration has been granted in the second attempt, it will help us in getting foreign funds, said Juno Zigmet, managing trustee of the cultural center. In all, 13 November, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and associations have been granted FCRA registration in the first month of the year. Last year, a record Number of 1111 NGOs were granted permission to receive foreign donations, the highest since 2014. Registration under FCRA is mandatory to receive foreign donations. The NGO must have a definite cultural, economic, and educational, religious, or social program to get registered. Ministry data show 3,294 associations were granted fresh registration from 2014 to 2023. The ministry informed the Lok Sabha on December 19 that the 1,615 applications received for registration under the FCRA in 2021 and 2022, 722 were granted clearance while 225 applications were rejected. The refusal of these applications was due to not fulfilling the eligibility criteria in accordance with the provision of the FCRA 210 2010 and rules made thereunder. The ministry said it added that a total of 13,520 associations received foreign contribution worth 55,741.51 crore rupees across the financial year 2019-2022, 2020 2021, 2021-2022. As of January 10, there were 16,987 FCRA registered NGOs active in the country. The FCR registration of nearly 6,000 NGOs had become imperative from January 1, 2022, as the ministry refused to renew their application or NGOs did not apply for the one. Then next, UK to send Advanced Naval Group for training with Indian forces. The UK Navy will send its littoral response group to the Indian Ocean region later this year, with plans for its carrier strike group to visit India in 2025. Both will operate and train with the Indian forces. UK Defence Secretary Grant Shapps has announced. He said that this as he held discussion with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who is on the two-day visit to the UK. This is the first visit by an Indian defense minister to the UK after over 2 decades. The two nations also discussed the future cooperations in defense, from joint exercise to knowledge sharing and instructor exchanges. These steps build on the comprehensive strategies the partnership envisaged in 2030 India-UK roadmap announced in 2021. The UK High Commissioner said in a statement on Wednesday deployment of the UK's most advanced naval capabilities mark a decisive step in bolstering the UK India security ties. It is stated the UK and India will also embark on more complex exercise between their respective militaries, building up to a landmark joint exercise to be conducted before the end of 2030, supporting shared goal of protecting critical trade routes and upholding the international rule-based systems. The statement said collaboration with the industry is also key in the strategic defense partnership between UK and India, with the two nations working together on electric propulsion system that will power our future fleets and cooperating on the development of the complex weapon. It is said building on existing strategic partnership, the UK and India also formed several new joint initiatives during the visit, launching defense partnership India, a bespoke office designed to further defense collaboration between the two countries. The High Commissioner Commission said the two nations are also so solidifying an agreement on logistics exchange, allowing for the provision of logistics support, supplies, and services between the UK and Indian armed forces for joint training, joint exercises, authorized port visits, and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. The statement added the two sides also signed a memorandum of understanding for a bilateral international cadet exchange program and a letter of arrangement on defense collaboration in research and development. Next article is under New Deal. Each state can field a tableau on once in the 3 year. with repeated controversies erupted over rejection of a WXA for the Republic Day parade year after year. The Defense Minister has proposed a plan for the states and union territories to showcase their display by rotation, official sources said. Approximately 15 WX from the states and union territories are selected for the parade every year, so everyone cannot be accommodated under an agreement. Now, every year, every state and union territory will get an opportunity within 3 years. This is to ensure equitable distribution and official sources in the known said. Discussions were held 3 or 4 times with the resident commissioners of various states and union territories at a meeting chaired by the Defense Secretary. A memorandum of understanding has been proposed. A draft agreement was then circulated, and 28 states have signed it. So far, his second source said the fast track the participation of WX year-wise willingness of states and UTs was sought in advance for the next 3 years for their participation in Republic Day parades 2024, 25 and 26. In response, most of the states UTs conveyed their willingness for all the 3 years. The first source said to encourage new and fresh talent, the Cultural Ministry empaneled 30 agencies for design and fabrications of WX through an open section selection process. The states and union territories were advised to engage these agencies following an appropriate program procedure. The first source added after rounds of meetings, 16 states and union territories Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Haryana, Jharkhand, Ladakh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Meghalaya, Odisha, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh were selected for 2024 parade. The states that could not get an opportunity were invited to showcase their WX at the Bharat Parv at Red Fort from January 23 to 31. The second source said the light shows that the WX on non-BJP ruled states of Jharkhand, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Meghalaya have been selected by the expert committee for RDP 2024 to on the other hand states such as Uttarakhand and Goa have not been selected for 28 states including Karnataka are signatories to the MOU. In accordance with the MOU, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Tripura, Jammu and Kashmir, Goa, Assam and Uttarakhand will take part in Bharat Parv at Red Fort, sources stated. An expert committee comprising artists and Padma awardees was set up this year as well based on the recommendation of the Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts and the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. The sources said the committee finalizes the theme and aesthetic. The government minister or secretary is not in the picture. The second source added last month Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann hit out at the Union government over the non-inclusion of the states Talbu in this year, alleging discrimination against the states. The center declined the allegation. He said the tableau depicted the contribution of a freedom fighter like Bhagat Singh, Udham Singh, and Lala Lajpat Rai. On Wednesday, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddharamaya alleged that despite sending 7 proposals for this year parade, the center rejected all of them. This is an insult to 7 crore Karnataka's. It's unfortunate the BJP MPs in Karnataka are not questioning this injustice. The center must correct this mistake and allow Karnataka's tableau to participate in the prestigious Republic Day parade. He said Karnataka has just displayed in tableau in the Republic Day parade every year in 2015 to 23. One defense official stated the defense ministry has stated in parliament that there is a system for selection of WX for the parade under which the ministry invites a proposals for WX from all states and UTs and ministries. The next article is 2023 may have been warmest in 1 lakh years. Last year was the planet's hottest on record by a substantial margin and likely the warmest in the last 1 lakh years. The European Union Copernicus Climate Change Service C3S said on January 9, scientists had widely expected the milestone after climate records were repeatedly broken since June. Every month has been the world's hottest on record compared with the corresponding month in previous. This has been a very exceptional year climate-wise in a league of its own, even when compared to other very warm years. C3S director Carlo Buentempo said, C3S confirmed 2023 as the hottest year in global temperature records going back to 1850 when checked against paleoclimatic data records from sources such as three rings and air bubbles in glaciers. Mr. Buentempo said it was very likely the warmest year in the last 1 lakh years, and on average in 2023 the planet was 1.48 degrees Celsius warmer than in the 1850-1900 pre-industrial period when humans began burning fossil fuels on an industrial scale, pumping carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Countries agreed in the 2015 Paris Agreement to try to prevent global warming surpassing 1.5 degrees centigrade to avoid its most severe consequences. The world has not breached that target, which refers to an average global surface temperature of 1.5 degrees over decades. About C3S said the fact that the temperature had exceeded the level on the nearly half of the days of 2023 set a dire precedent. Despite the proliferations of government and companies, the climate target CO2 emissions remains stubbornly high. The world's CO2 emissions from burning coal, oil, and gas hits record levels in 2023. Last year, the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere rose to the highest recorded, the of 419 parts per million. C3A said it was also the first year in which every day was more than 1 degree 1 centigrade hotter than pre-industrial times. For the first time, 2 days, both of them in November, were 2 degrees centigrade warmer than in the pre-industrial period. C3S said last year was 0.17 degrees C hotter centigrade hotter than 2016, the previous hottest year, smashing the record by a remarkable margin. Mr. Bonto said alongside human-caused climate change, temperature were boosted by the El Nino weather phenomenon on which warms the surface water in the eastern Pacific oceans and contributes to higher global temperature in 2023. Each fraction of temperature increase exacerbates extreme and destructive weather disasters. In 2023, the hotter planet aggravated deadly heat waves from China to Europe, extreme rain which caused floods, killing thousands of people in Libya, and Canada's worst wildfire seasons on record. The next article change for the Oats, India and Maldives should see benefits of closer ties. The rapid decline on ties between India and the Maldives just a month after Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with the newly elected Maldivian President Mohammad Moizu should set alarm bells ringing. The trigger came from the tweets by three Maldivian ministers attacking Mr. Modi for promoting the Lakshadweep Islands during his recent sojourn there at a perceived cost to Maldives and for his close ties with Israel. The minister also made derogatory remarks. Also, Indians. The tweets have been deleted. The minister suspended and the Maldivian government has distanced itself from them. But the damage has been done. The respective ambassadors were summoned. Indian hot Indians have crowded social media sites calling for an economic boycott of Maldives. Indian tourists make up the most reliable post COVID-19. However, the underlying reasons run deeper. and could have a broader impact on India-Maldives relationship and the neighborhood accruing the change in government in Malay. Mr. Moizu rode to power on the back of the PPM's India Out campaign. Despite its disappointment with the win of anti-Indian forces, given the warm relationship it shared with his predecessors Ibrahim Solihi, the Modi government sent a minister to his swearing in, and there was a Modi Moizu meet at the COP28. However, Mr. Moizu chose Turkey at his first bilateral destination and is now visiting China, becoming the first president not to make India his first priority. Even President Yemen, who became the India's India Out movement and quizzed up to Beijing, visited Delhi first in 2014. Mr. Moizu has continued to press India on the withdrawal of its military personnel, even though India has clarified their role. With the calls for the boycott and rising hyper-nationalistic rhetoric, Delhi and Malay need to take a setback and reassess their responses. Mr. Moizu can ill afford to antagonize India given its proximity, economic might, and historical positions as a net security provider in the Indian Ocean, something Maldives has relied on India to must see the futility of muscling in such a smaller neighbor. However, egregious the provocations, the last few years of ties between the Solihi government and Delhi show the benefit of a stronger relationship. India's first infrastructure force and development project in the islands and intense strategic partnership support during the COVID-19 pandemic and cooperation on the international stage for India in a region that sees several elections this year. It is paramount to ensure that domestic political changes in the neighborhood do not change the basic structure of bilateral ties or affect regional stability. So friends, this is all for today and we will meet from tomorrow onwards with new news articles from the Hindu newspaper. So till then, keep studying and thank you so much for listening.